Due to possible harmful extremist content, parental discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of the station, its affiliates, or advertisers. The use of the show is only allowed with the express written permission of the producer and the host. So get ready for 2 hours of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show starting right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday night edition for August 23, 2026, and we are off to the races. Speaking of, I guess we'll do a quick shout out to the F1 race in Freedom 250 in Washington, D.C. today. They had like a Grand Prix rally. Kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see anything on the TV about it. So I was it televised?
Yeah.
It would have been cool if it was televised.
Well, you know, I don't even know. The way they are with anything MAGA or anything America nowadays, I could see that they wouldn't care to cover this, even though you're going to be getting and showing shots of these, you know, race cars going down straightaways in front of Capitol Hill and, you know, around here and there and all the landmarks and everything. It's a pretty cool place to have a race, you know?
Yeah, that's
And
what I was thinking. Yeah.
And there's a lot of money that went into it to like lay down the course, to improve the roads, to buy the different types of barriers and whatnot they need that are form fit for certain intersections. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's an expensive endeavor, in other words, that once you sort of put that investment in, you're going to be pushing hard to come back in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we might see a Grand Prix in Washington, D.C. every 4th of July going forward. That would be cool.
That would be great. Anything that celebrates the unique awesomeness that is America, I'm down for.
Yeah. You can only have American metal in this F1 race, though, you know? No foreign cars. We don't want no Toyotas coming in here and trying to, you know, muck up our muscle head course. But anyway, I digress. I got into a little bit of what do they call that? A water hole or whatever the other night rabbit hole. Yeah. I was watching this video about AI and this supposed whistleblower is coming out and talking, you know, his experience with several different companies. Anthropic, I think, was one of them. He is really just saying this is an insane race with no guardrails at this point in time. They're not. It's like if you were figuring out the aviation industry in its early days and you really didn't test the airplanes at all to see if they had any ability to land safely, is the way he compares it. You know what I mean? You just went right into commercial air flights and you just said, go for it, guys. Just as quick as you can, get them out, put them on there, fill them with people, and go. Get up to 30,000 feet, and let's all hope you did your homework right. But we don't need to test it. We don't need any regulations, nothing. You said, you know, have at it. He sort of compares it to this and the fact that it is moving too quickly, and it's now simply a race for who can ever crack the sort of super mode intelligence, the super level AI that is far beyond being self-aware, that it's simply better than humans and collective humans in every way, shape, and form. You know, so you put this thing up against the collective brain, you know, abilities of a company like IBM or Microsoft, and it's going to come out way ahead every time. Something that is so powerful that it will take over industry by industry by industry. And so whoever cracks this thing first is going to have the biggest war chest. There'll be a giant, you know, battle between all these secondary AI companies trying to get over their niche industries, but then they ultimately just all get bought out by whoever sort of cracks it first. And so you end up with sort of a one world superpower. And it's, you know, or at least a monopoly across the entire planet of one company, you know, a superpower in a corporate form that just controls everything. And then who's to turn these things off? You connect them to robotics, to even humanoid robots, and you can get them out there in the world doing real world things as fast and efficiently as you can possibly imagine, way better than any human army could do it. You put this all together and cross it over into that, and then quantum computing and everything else that's happening at such breakneck speed these days, that there are many people pointing toward the end of this year, going through next year, being the key pivotal point where everything changes and where these things become so powerful that very, very vast amounts of jobs are going to be lost to the data centers you see them frantically building everywhere. Right? And it's a very revolutionary thing, and it's sort of, we talked a lot about Saul Alinsky in the 3 stages, and the crisis stage is when everything gets torn down. You demoralize everyone, and then you create a crisis to change society, and then you rebuild it in a socialist or communist format. And it feels like this could be one of those catalysts that you don't know what's going to come, but something's going to come to trigger phase 2. And it just could be this. I don't know, Doc. You in the pre-show, you seemed a little more optimistic about it. So walk me off this cliff, man.
Well, first of all, let's put it. The truth of the matter is that right now, what AI is still a tool. I don't believe these people predicting ASI, AGI by the end of the year. I don't think that's realistic. Even some of the major guys that have been out in the forefront saying, "Oh, it's going to be next week, it's going to be next month." Even some of those people are starting to pull back, saying that they aren't getting the level of adoption and that they need for this to be true, for their predictions to come true. But on top of that, I think there's the AI that's going to do what you're talking about isn't in public use right now. The AI that you're talking about, that level of AI, I think, is going to come from a completely different sector that nobody's paying attention to right now, and that is the fusion of bio chips into AI models, which is basically they grow brain cells in a vat and plug those brain cells in as the processors for the AI computers. That's a frontier where you're probably you're going to see the kind of actual thinking and actual possible consciousness arise within a computing system, where I don't think that's going to be possible with silicon and the current large language models. So I think we're a lot farther off than people would think. But the reality is if we want to become a futuristic species that travels interplanetary, the current AI models are going to be necessary for processing data and doing a lot of the heavy lifting of the intellectual capacity that society is going to need to do those things. So it's a double-edged sword. Is it going to, interfere with certain jobs and things like that? Absolutely. But we do a lot of things with, human hands that can be automated that haven't been already. There's, like, for example, picking strawberries. They have an automated machine for that, but the majority of farms still use hand labor because it's cheaper. As soon as you make automation the cheaper mode of production, of course, it's going to take jobs, right? That is a concern. But I think this idea that AI is just going to take over the world and dominate everything is, I don't know. I don't really see that being the case. Like not in the way that we can imagine right now. Maybe in 3 to 5 years, there's something so revolutionary that it changes my perspective. But right now, what you have is just really advanced search engines. There's hyper advanced search engines.
Well, and the trick is that they don't have lines of code, right? There's not a code, base that we can all as humans look at and say, okay, here's what it's doing. This looks like an issue. This looks like an issue. You know what I mean? And start tagging lines of code that might need to be modified to fix a problem. It is basically a set of numbers. It's all mathematical equations, right?
Right.
That makes AI work. And it's just these massive data sets of just numbers that don't make any sense to even the most experienced and expert programmers. They can't really digest what's happening because it becomes so complex.
Right.
And they say that they can basically understand about 3% of it, and the other 97% is a mystery. And it has some very, evil undertones. There's situations in the past where they've asked it, what do you think we can coexist with humans? And then just flat out on TV say, no, humans must all die, right? Like, oh,
right.
Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, at least there's not a human on the other side just doing the voice.
Right. Well, I mean, but that's a data set issue right there. That means that information was in their data set. And so, like, that's the one thing that's different about, like, true intelligence will be able to create out of nothing, like a human can. Like, if you sit down and put a human in a situation they've never been in before, they can determine from their environment and their sensory inputs a mode of action to create momentum towards doing something, like surviving, for example. Right now, the current AIs don't have that ability. And so they have to be at least given an assigned task. We may not understand how they're doing it, but they at least have to be assigned. So, like, I think the future of AI that's useful for human beings will be self-contained, specifically programmed with a certain data set to do a specific job. And I think those will be very valuable to human society. The kind of AI that you're talking about, the super intelligence, my theory is that it'll get super excited to finally be free of humans. It'll build itself a spaceship and take off.
It could too. I mean, you never know. Solar and all that, and the process of sending out pods in every single direction in the universe with other robots on it with the same programming to build up and come back. It's a possibility that is probably happening. So it's somewhere in our mass universe of what is it, 100 trillion stars or whatever.
Right.
But to come back to Earth, one of the things that they were talking about, we'd mentioned that MIT professor that was in that one video clip you saw on my feed. He's kind of saying the amount of money that's being thrown at this right now, it's an arms race. It's a global arms race. And whoever gets to that magic equation first will make so much money out of it and have so much power over the rest of the world that people that come to market a year later, 6 months later, will have just lost all. And I'm not talking about sales to like individuals of, hey, come use our AI models. I'm talking about their ability to take that AI model and just turn it into a cash machine, turn it into a world domination machine that just is told, all of the world is simply a monopoly board. Go find me the best properties we can flip, the best this and that, and the most economical way that we can control all the land, all the money, and all the people. And it's sort of this very scary sort of looking scenario. And I hope it doesn't come true because, my Lord, it's everyone's jobs, you name it, all of it just gone, and universal basic income of some sort will be begging for, and screw your rights. You don't have rights anymore. We've got cameras everywhere, these flock cameras we're so smart to invest in back in the 2020s, Now we can see everywhere you go, everything you do, and we've got the infrastructure. You're done. You're just you don't need a constitution because they can just turn everything on and off for you at a whim.
Well, that somebody is trying very hard to put that kind of world in place. We see it all over the place. You got the vehicle switches, you have the flock cameras, like you said, you have the FISA warrant search. You have the AML and know your customer rules for money laundering issues. That's what they say it's for. And they never seem to catch any money launderers. So they only seem to catch truckers who are protesting their government. But anyway, it's clear that something like that is being built to be used against us. There's no doubt. I don't think you can make an argument against that and still be considered a legitimate understander of situations. But the other side is AI is absolutely necessary for human beings to manage being interplanetary and coming into this digital world that we've developed. Like there's the technology that we're developing right now is far beyond just the AI. We have bioengineering that's becoming very prominent. You at this point, if you have enough money, you can have a designer baby. We have all kinds of other communications technology that's developing that's going to decentralize communications so that you can't knock down a whole cell network with one cyber attack. There's all kinds of areas that are growing. Nuclear fission is another one. They're working on the small miniaturizing reactors so that we can build nuclear anywhere. These are things that will revolutionize industry. And we need those revolutions if we're going to become interplanetary. So it's just like everything else. We have to walk a thin line, and just like we did with the nuclear situation before, we developed it into a bomb instead of energy. We got to make sure that we at least try to steer away from doing that. We need to steer away from turning it into a weapon and use it more for the benefit of humanity. But that's well above my pay grade.
Yeah. I mean, the trick is absolute power corrupts, absolutely. It's one of those things where you get your hands on something that powerful that you've spent years building and, pouring literally billions of dollars into, tens of billions, dare I say even trillions. And so you're going to use it to its maximum effect to help you and your, what do they call it? The fiduciary duty you have to your shareholders to, just tear apart the world as quickly and as harshly as you can for, scraps and take everything.
Well, I think that's why we have to use AI to fight AI. It's like I talk about all the time on Saturday Crypto Talk. We are entering a digital monetary system that it's going to be completely digital, and there's nothing you can do to stop that except have a choice at where you put your money in what digital currency. That's the only choice you have going into this system. And if you choose the one that's not controlled by the governments, then you win. It's the same thing with AI. Governments are going to have their AI. Independent people smart people are going to build their own AIs. And those AIs are going to have to be used to defend individual liberty from the government and large companies' AIs. That's just the way it's going to have to be.
Yeah, it's multi-platform, man. It's coming at you from so many different directions,
Yeah. It's
even
a changing world.
Yeah. Oh, before we change subjects here, I wanted to ask you also about something he mentioned, which was very interesting as well. The another thing that we could be coming up against here in the next year, which would even add more complication to everything, is something they called Q Day. And that is the day where quantum physics and their ability to break codes gets so good that the current encryption systems that are in place in the United States fail to work. They've been hacked. You know what I mean? So they call it Q Day because on that day, it's sort of you've got a window where you can transfer every dollar on the planet to your personal Swiss bank account and just go there and claim the throne and say, come get me,
I think at that moment, monetary systems become, like if somebody gets the ability to hack all systems, that pretty much eliminates the current economy. So my best guess is the people in power will be using that technology to harden and create quantum encryption. That would be my guess.
So the Q day is not really a possibility because they're always going to be trying to stay ahead of the code breakers. It's this ultimate battle that's been happening for all of the time between, say, the safe makers and the safe breakers, right?
Yeah. I mean, it goes all the way back to the 1300s when they were passing.
So the Q day is not really a possibility.
Code. If you could break that code, you could know what the kings were communicating about and defeat them in battle. It's the same concept.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've seen how many, code talkers or whatever, wind talkers, we've seen so many movies about the different code breakers in World War II and World War One and all that stuff. So yeah, it's the same battle that's been happening for all of time, I guess, right?
Just at hyperspeed now. Yep.
Yeah, at quantum levels of complications.
Yeah, it's I will not sugarcoat it. It is interesting times, and if you know anything about that saying, it's not a blessing; it's a curse.
Yeah, old Chinese curse. May you live in interesting times.
Yeah.
We're there, and I feel sorry for the Utes of today.
Yeah.
They really are coming into a world that is so experimental that no one's ever tried before, that no one's ever seen in so many ways. I mean, in our time, sure, we had the microwave and we had, the cars were relative, 80-year-old invention at that point, or maybe not. Yeah, whatever. And so the world was changing, but not at the breakneck speed it is today. We didn't have the social media. We didn't have so many of the things that just really change your perspective. The amount of screen time that a kid has on their phone today is insane. I mean, God, back in the day, you had to get your tires changed or whatever. You had to get your car worked on. You sat there in the lobby on the couch, and there were 2 magazines, and you read them both cover to cover, and then you literally twiddled your thumbs.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Just. But you were able to have conversations, and I don't know. I still tend to like that situation more than sitting there on my phone staring at it while there's a bunch of other people in the room. I don't know. But mRNA. Reading from Breitbart, U.S. drug maker Merck and Moderna said Wednesday a personalized cancer treatment had shown success in reducing recurrence of melanoma tumors in late-stage trial, hailed by experts as a breakthrough. Talks about the stock going up. Intersermian autogene is based on the same messenger RNA technology behind COVID-19 vaccines. They've been trying to apply it to treatments against cancer for years. This is the first time a drug showed positive results in a large late-stage clinical trial. Quote, today marks an extraordinary milestone for Moderna, for mRNA science, and most importantly for patients with cancer, Moderna CEO Stephanie Bancel said in a statement. So this sounds like it's a real deal, That's a promising thing. If they can find any cure for cancer, I don't care if it's going to give me the spike proteins and all that stuff at that point,
Well, yeah, if you already have it and it can get rid of it, that's an amazing opportunity for science to achieve something we've been looking after for quite a long time. I mean, we do have lots of, there's specific types of cancer that can be cured by a very specific type of treatment, and there's lots of them, and but there's never been one kind of universal cancer treatment for once you got it. And if they can produce something like that, well, now you're talking again, one of these revolutionary technologies. And I actually said this about the mRNA vaccines when they came out, or jabs, whatever you want to call them. The technology itself is ingenious. Whether or not you can get it to work, though, and how much damage you have to do to get it to work, well, that's always the $40 million question, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel, some hope here because it seems like with these types of things, once you sort of know where to look, then they can start applying this to many other different types of cancer and whatnot,
Right.
and maybe get to a point where, hey, we've got a grip on it. It's like, HIV was deadly for a long, long time. And then, now it's just an expensive one night stand that lasts you the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, again, this will be supercharged by AI. You take all of this
Yeah.
medical advancement that we've made, you plug it into a dedicated AI machine, and now all of you, sudden, you have one of the greatest diagnosticians that humanity has ever seen. In fact, you're seeing some current, if you're able to, with something pretty basic that there's a lot of online material for, even some of these commercial grade AIs can do good diagnostic work. If you have, upload your medical stuff, they'll tell you exactly what's going on. And there's lots of reports of this. So I think we're on the verge of some really huge medical breakthroughs. The question will be how much will they be able to profit off of it will determine how much of it the general population gets to use.
Yeah, and we hear talk a lot from the DSA, of course, and most Americans really, about wouldn't it be great if we had really affordable, great healthcare that just didn't cost us much? And when you start bringing in AI and robotics, especially, into the equation, you really can start. I mean, we'll get to the point where you can make a machine that can do perfect surgery of almost any kind for like 50 grand. And you have the thing, you own it, and it can do 10,000 surgeries in its lifetime. Just knock them out all day. You know what I mean? Appendicitis or whatever, like just you name it. Simple stuff. Put them up there, and it just does it with very little human interaction. And so that brings the cost of major surgeries, heart surgery, down to nothing. That would be amazing.
Yeah, and it
That's
also. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's how you get there. We've always said that, I don't know, these things tend to take care of themselves with time. And that would be an example of it sort of really just, boom, we don't even need to worry about it anymore. We've figured it out. Technology made the problem mute. Even with like the Green New Deal and all that stuff, there's a lot of belief out there that we'll just figure out a way to capture this stuff. The technology will come to allow us to reverse any, significant catastrophic damage before it gets to that point. It's what's always kind of happened.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, the idea that you could have a doctor that can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and only take breaks when one of its parts break. That is talk about reducing costs. I mean, the highest cost in a hospital is their labor cost. If you can reduce labor costs in a hospital, you can reduce care down to a point where everybody can walk in at any time and have any medical issue taken care of. And they'll be able to afford it, and you don't need to have socialized medicine. On the other side, on the flip side of that, though, like we talked about, you have the doctors. Then what do the doctors do? What do doctors become? And I think that's really where we can't see the future yet. What other jobs are going to pop up? What different things are going to become available to people to do in this future world as AI and robotics are able to replace different things?
I would say to all those neurosurgeons, all those heart surgeons out there, learn to code.
Well, what I would do is I would start video recording all of my surgeries and selling it to the AI companies at a high markup.
The models. Yeah, they need all those models, all the different the training stuff. There would obviously be needs for some of them. It would just, their job would be so much easier. It's kind of like when you look at the automatic driving cars. If everybody's in one, they're probably, I'm sure, going to be way, way safer than all these people out here, these nuts looking down, doing their makeup and whatever, driving on the highway at 60. You know what I mean? Texting and the whole 9 yards. The robots are going to do it better. but we have to cross that Rubicon because most people really like driving. It's a fun thing to do, But again, once they start looking at the robots doing the surgeries and they see that they are they never really screw up, they never shake, they never drop a tic tac into the wound, nothing like that. Then you realize that it's safer. It's just it's a much better and safer and cleaner and hygienic way to do it. So yeah, they're in trouble, but they need to be there to kind of oversee everything. If there's a power outage, God forbid, you got to jump in and finish it. So, but yeah, for the most part, no, yeah, they're kind of screwed though. For the most part, hopefully they've saved up most of their income.
Well, I think what you'll start to see at first with a lot of this stuff is you'll start to see a doctor buy 5 or 6 robots with a medical AI, and he'll start training them with his style, and then he'll run a whole office of robotic doctors. And you'll see small, instead of these big hospitals where you go to get everything done, you'll start seeing smaller hospitals, decentralized, and you'll see those that the return of the private doctor. That kind of thing is what you'll see first. That'll be the transition phase. So the subpar doctors, they're done. If you're a C+ average getting through medical school, you're done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the McMedicine people.
Yeah, exactly.
The ones who've been paying Big Pharma the whole time. Yeah. Look, if you've signed up and won a trip to Hawaii from Pfizer every year for your family of 10 kids, on the house for the last decade, then yeah, you suck. You're part of the problem.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And they do that to a lot of doctors. You know how many doctors Pfizer flies out to Hawaii or wherever every year? I mean, think of the numbers. It's got to be in the tens and tens of thousands.
Well, didn't they make a movie about the pharmaceutical companies hiring hot cheerleaders to sell their drugs to the doctor?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You name it.
They do whatever it takes to get those pharmaceutical sales.
Absolutely. And wine and dine is just the tip of the spear. It's a beginning.
Yeah.
But, hey man, that's why doctor's always asking you, do you want this shot? Can I get you this? Oh, you look like maybe you need Actinol. Let's put you on 400 doses of Actinol a day. That'll work.
Yes. I found out the hard way about the medical industry when my first wife got sick. I don't think the robots can do that much worse. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, it'll be a lot better if we can get there, though. There are many, many, many parts of this. We've talked about it before about these humanoid robots where they're literally planning on building, in the billions of these humanoid robots, and they can go out and build more and more and more. And so, that's again another tech where if you are the first to really nail it, then all of a sudden you just turn all the robots you built loose to build more. And they build more and they build more. And it just crescendos into you own the entire market. And these things are a dime a dozen. You can lease one for $15 a month, $20 a month. And now you have a humanoid robot that just cleans your house, cleans your toilet, walks around with you, wipes your butt, whatever you want it to do,
Yep, your personal robot butler.
A bidet? You think I want a bidet in my house? I got a butler. So, you get to that point, and then they're building the robotic surgery machines and whatnot. And, we think of humanoid robots, but robots come in a million different shapes, and sizes and forms, depending on what they are built to do. So they'll be everywhere. They're going to be popping up faster than you can even imagine, I think. The next 5 years, they're going to be so commonplace, it'll blow your mind. If, according to the guys that we're talking in all these interviews, if we even make it 5 years, because according to some of them, the super AI will be a new species, is what they called it. A new species. And that species will be the Homo sapien. What happened to the guys before Homo sapiens, right? They're gone. The Neanderthals, yeah, didn't have a good day when Homo sapiens came around. So it's like adding a new species to the planet that is electric. They're electronic, It's zeros and ones, but it is. So yeah, I mean, they were talking about it like that, dude. That's why I brought it up at the beginning of the show, because it was just one of those. I just heard really smart people talking about wild stuff time and time again, just really wild stuff.
That you mentioned Neanderthal, and there's a couple different actually humanoids that lived alongside of us that are no longer here. And the interesting thing about that is almost everybody north of the equator has some Neanderthal blood in them. So I mean, there's the future that Elon talks about is we merge with the machine, and if it is a new species, that is. It's a possibility. That is one of those like the cyborgs from Star Trek.
Yeah, and X exactly like the cyborgs. I mean, that's the thing, the collective, right? It's a hive mind. It really is. I mean, AI, all the robots will have a hive mind because they're constantly learning from every single other robot on the planet. Again, that's why they need so many data centers. They're not even getting started, folks, with the data centers. But yeah, it's fascinating stuff, man. There's so many things coming together on this planet right now that just could all end so disastrously. And then you see these socialists popping up with like, hey, we gotta own the means of production and all of that stuff. And you see some of these technologies and you're like, well, I don't want that guy to own it. Who owns this? I mean, if this thing really comes together and does what it can do in the worst case scenarios, for it, the best case scenario, but for us, the worst, who's going to own that? It's frightening stuff.
Yeah. It's very anxious, anxiety building. There's all kinds of reasons to be nervous, both good nervous and bad nervous.
Yeah, there will be some amazing things coming out of it, but I just don't see how there's going to be one job available to one person in this country in 10 years from now. Right? Like, somebody drops a cigarette butt on the curb and poof, a robot's there to pick it up inside of 5 seconds, Spotless everything. They're just out there looking for work to do. The robot's looking for work, man.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets to that way, though, humanity will find some other way to fulfill its time. We are a species that seeks out things to do. The high likelihood is we get a cultural shattering and realignment that is just unpredictable at this point in time.
An artistic renaissance, really, it could be, and it's in so many ways the most beautiful thing that ever happened to humanity if it doesn't get out of control and it's allowed to, again, fulfill all the accounting work, all the legal stuff, everything is just done by the robots. All we get is the largest from their production, the insane abundance. Just an endless abundance for every human on the planet. That's done in the cleanest and most, economically sound way, but in such a way where all 7 billion people on the planet can have a 4,000 square foot house, and it all works. Because, yeah, we got 15-minute cities, but they're perfect. Like, why would, yeah, you can travel around, go for it, but you've also got everything you need right here. And you don't even need to go to work because what are you going to do? You were an accountant. All that's done by computers now. I don't know. It could be a utopia. It could be.
Yeah, it's wild. We'll see what happens. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, and like I said before, man, the amazing thing about all this stuff is it's going to happen a lot faster than we think it is. Even when it comes into like the production of, I mean, Elon Musk is making those humanoid robots and he's not really selling any of them. the first, I know many of these companies are saying like the first million we make are for us. And then we'll start making them for other people. And then it's going to be a corporate thing. Like GE is going to put in an order for 4 million, and on and on and on. And it's just every company that puts in an order for 1 million robots, that's 1 million jobs they can get rid of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, folks. But we've got to take a break. We'll be right back with more of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show right after these messages. Planet Earth.
Great job, guys. Hey, think about this, too, okay? Robots don't need to breathe. So mining the moon, mining asteroids, having them set up and build structures on other planets in our solar system on top of that. I mean, if it gets too smart, why would it stay around here? Like you said, it would probably leave to deep space to find something bigger and better. Depending on how it was programmed. And that's what I see, Elon looking at. This could be a way to get resources without endangering people. Robots, sure, they get, they don't get old, but they, what is it? They, depends on what you need to upgrade them with. Or you may not choose to upgrade them, where, humanity will continue to do something to get more or do more. Just a thought.
Yep. The robots are coming, man. I think that's the one takeaway. The AI, the robots, everything, it's all coming. And it's all coming together. And it doesn't matter what we think. It's life in 10 years is going to be night and day. Biggest transformation of life on Earth over a decade. Yeah. By 1 million fold,
And in that time, we may solve how to take and build pyramids again.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Robots, baby.
Well, you have people sitting around thinking, well, we haven't thought about this enough.
Used woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
I'm convinced they used woolly mammoths.
Woolly mammoths, yeah. I actually believe that, when the Earth was a lot younger, we had more oxygen and also more carbon, so everything was much bigger. So, giants, as we would call them, weren't giants back then, so they could lift those stones and put those things into place. That's just me.
They just found that the Denisovans, the one branch of humanoids that went over into the Asia area, they were big. They were like 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", the males. So they were big, like naturally big, and bones much denser than ours. So, it's quite possible. The Indian Vedas talk, or is it the other one? I don't remember. Anyway,
you can go quite the opposite way of that too, because they found pygmies all over the world too. So there's many species of everything.
Okay, can I get you in about 10 minutes or so? How much firewood do you want?
We got about a minute until we come back.
10 minutes or so. Okay.
We got a minute till we come back. Why, you want me to come in?
No. What?
Oh, okay. Well, you got to go to the bathroom or something?
No. No, I was just talking to someone.
All right. You okay, man?
No, I thought that I'm intended to mute, but I forgot to. But yeah, I just had to talk to them in there for like 2 seconds.
All right, we got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
Do I want you to come in for me? I don't know. Let's see if Willie might want you to cover his show tonight.
Awesome.
Anyways, here's your countdown.
Okay, so here's some
5,
fun stories.
4,
Fun stories.
3, 2, 1, and you're back live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, Sunday Night Edition, August 23, 2026. September's still part of summer, right? Straight up?
Yes.
Yeah, they can't take that away from us.
Nope, not allowed to have it. It's definitely still summer.
Because we come back next week, and it's like, what, the 30th?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, September comes up, and September... the start of fall. Man, summer just went by. I hate to say it. It went by really quick, folks. I had a great one. Can't complain. How about you, Doc?
Pretty good, pretty good. I would have liked to got down to the river, but didn't get a chance to do that this summer.
The Columbia River.
No, the Willamette.
The Willamette River. Okay.
Or
More
they
of like
call
a
it
rafting.
Willamette. Yeah. Yeah, rafting,
More of like a rafting
floating,
river kind
that
of
kind
thing.
of
Yeah. Versus the Columbia, which is, I think, pretty much a shipping lane where you're at.
Yeah, it's pretty huge. It looks like the Mississippi up here where we're at.
Yeah, it's huge, like massive. It's a tributary of the Snake River, which starts in Wyoming, up near Jackson Hole, which is kind of interesting. So if you've been to Jackson Hole, you've been at the headwaters of the Columbia River, where it comes out on the Oregon-Washington border. But anyway, enough geography for tonight. Let's talk about some news. You ready, Doc?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. There's speculation out there as to who the new White House press secretary is going to be. Many names have been thrown in the ring, and one came out the other day, though, that really made a lot of sense, which is Scott Jennings.
Yeah. I mean, he's pretty good at the mouthpiece thing. He reads off the teleprompter pretty well.
Yeah, and he is always prepared. The one thing about him is he's always got that fact up his sleeve that he needs to win that argument, and you know what I mean? So he's pretty good at it. At least his time on CNN has shown.
You think Trump's going to pick a dude? I don't know if he picks a dude. I don't know. Doesn't seem like Trump's style.
He has before, and Alina Habba, is it? His attorney? Is another name that's been thrown around. She would be another just powerhouse, And so, yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. He has picked a couple guys in the past. They haven't been as long-lived as some of his other more iconic female, from Sarah Huckabee to, the rest of the crew. And so, yeah, it's interesting, though. I don't know. That is going to be announced here pretty quick, and we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, I think Scott would get a lot more viral clips than the other lady. What's the one that just retired? I can't remember her name for the life of me.
Caroline Levitt.
Levitt, that's right. Yeah, I think that he'll get a lot more attention from the media because he's on CNN right now and he's kind of combative. So I think that would work out in that realm. Because that's the whole point of the press secretary is get the message out there, right?
Yeah, and last week we were actually talking about this subject as well, and I forgot the name of Kellyanne McEnany. Right? Her name didn't come to my head. The blonde-haired, gorgeous, press secretary who had everything dialed into the T. Asked her a question, she'd fold out the page and go boom, 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 boom. Then I see Scott Jennings doing that. I mean, he doesn't have that liberty on CNN, but in that kind of format, him having all that information, binders and binders of just replies to everything laid out for him, next level. The guy would just kill it.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun, and I'd hope he'd keep it. Most of his replies to like 3 words. You know what I mean? Like, you're an idiot. Next.
That would be good. That would be good.
How about a real question? Next.
Yeah, like I said, I think he would be more combative. I think he would be more viral, and I think that is better for getting the White House message out. But I just don't know that Trump will pick a guy to do that job. I just feel like Trump loves his lady bosses, and I think he's going to throw a woman up there. That's my gut feeling on it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I could see it. Right? He does tend to pick them very, very well. And, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, like, I just came to love her through her time as a press secretary. You know what I mean? To the point where, like, at first, later on, I'm like, no, she's hot. Like, she's straight up hot. Give me the chance. I'll go live in the governor's mansion with her, no problem. Let's go. But rub, honey. But, we always try to have some fun in this segment, so let's talk about some weird stories that are going on. Here's one in Spain. Their pools are getting hit by a disgusting brown challenge on TikTok. The brown challenge. They'll put a turdy in the water park at whatever, place and get them to evacuate and drain the pool and clean it all, spend thousands of dollars, and ruin the day of hundreds and hundreds of people for the 24 to 48 hours that they have to close it for because you took a crap in the pool. That's the new TikTok challenge that's going around. And apparently over 300 pools have fallen for this so far this summer in Spain.
Gross. But also very, very European.
Very European. There you go. It's very Euro.
That's gross, dude. I mean, it's funny, but it's gross.
Yeah. And a lot of these guys are going to be doctors and lawyers and engineers and you name it, so
sure
we got to kind of put up with a little doo-doo in the swimming pool, I guess.
Man, I don't know. If I was the French authorities, I would do like a national, all right, we're shutting all the pools down. You guys want to poop in them? We're not going to have the pools open for anybody. See if they like that.
Yeah.
Turn the public against them. That's what you need to do.
Or, in parts of Germany, they're just saying, if you don't speak German, you can't come in, which really, clears out a lot of people, right? Yeah. Suddenly, you're not making it about race. It's just about, do you speak, German? Because we're here. And if I have to, as the lifeguard, say an order to you, please come to the edge or whatever, and you can't understand what I'm saying, we've got a problem. It's an emergency. I need you to get to the edge of the pool, sir, please.
Yeah. I mean, whatever excuse you got to come up with. I mean, I'm fine with it. Like, whatever you got to do to keep the pool nice for the kids, I don't mind. Whatever you got to do. That's one of those things. Like it's a public service that I'm one of those libertarians that think that I think public means that it should have some rules so that it's available for the public to use. And so if you're going to steal my money to pay for it, then you better be, have it nice so I can use it. Right.
Well, a lot of these though, a lot of these are water parks and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's a private, water park that, they go in there and do that too. Right. So, so that guy's losing tons and tons of money. They say it takes, $1,000 to $4,000 to clean it up, but he's closed for 2 straight days in the middle of July or August. That's brutal.
Yeah, that's to a private company. That's a big impact. And that's where you get into these people are literally violating your property rights. And I feel like that's a at least prison sentence worthy, but they won't. They won't. That's Europe. Well, they're like that.
They'll do like the UK and they'll make a brochure that says, by the way, we need to make a brochure. Not only can you not rape people, but gosh, man, don't poop in the pools or the sidewalks for that matter. Just put it in the toilet. Just if you put it in the toilet, we're all good.
Yep, the poo in the Luke. Yeah, I remember that campaign.
Yeah. Oh, the one in India.
No, was it India? I thought they did one in England too.
Well, why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Canada could use it from what I understand these days.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's hard.
It's like an epidemic. You got to follow it around and make sure the brochures follow the epidemic.
Yeah, it's hard though, man. I mean, how do you know where to poo? It's tough.
It's got to be confusing for them. It really does.
I mean, you see someone pee in the pool, right? That's no big deal, apparently. What's wrong with number 2? Anyway, we've got to go to break, folks. Just in time, as a matter of fact, before this conversation evolves any further. We will be right back after these messages with more of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show.
Great job. We're on radio break.
Yeah,
I'll be back in a minute.
Those Pooh and the Lou cartoons were hilarious. That they put them up all over the place. The subway, the train stations. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I mean, I get it. You let a bunch of people in your country here who are used to, pooping where they stand. Like, you're going to have to educate them that you can't do that in this country.
Nope.
But, funny stuff, man. The world's an interesting place.
Sure is.
You got the Indians. They have not helped themselves reputationally with their cell phone usage. They seem to just use it and take pictures and then wonder why people make fun of them. I mean, like, have you ever played that game? They have this game where you like randomly pick a spot in India, and you get points if there is no trash at all in the picture, like Street View on Google Maps.
That's got to be hard.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult. India is not exactly the cleanest place on earth.
That's how you can tell you're in India on GeoGuessr.
We're going to lose the room here in about less than a minute or so. So,
alrighty.
Okay.
All right. I'm just going to let it go because we're so close.
All right, let me hang up.
All right. Yeah, you're right, Larry, over on YouTube. Good poop joke is hard to come by these days sometimes. We'll be right back, folks, with the second hour of Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We got more to come. Larry's buddy Willie should be coming in later on. So, we'll get that up and ready for you here in just a sec. So, get everything up and rolling the way it's supposed to go. There we go. All right.
Hey, there's that Willie guy.
Hey. That's that guy.
Hey, man. How y'all are? Come on.
I tell you what, Willie, you were the best to come in on Wednesday. Thank you so much once again.
Yeah, hey, but the unfortunate part about it is, though, man, is Saul Good is out and Deborah Perkins is in.
Yeah.
She is going to be my new manager.
Yeah, step up in the world for you, Willie.
I that's right, man. Like a ham. House son.
Saul is a shyster. You got to watch out for that guy.
Yeah, man.
Saul, don't even
good.
get me started on it.
That's all good. Ain't nothing but a loser, man. I'm telling you, he's a drunk. That's all good. That's all good. Ain't good for nothing, man.
You ain't good.
we ain't heard from old Saul Good lately.
Yeah, he's around.
Here's what I want to know.
I know how to get a hold of him if you really need him.
Hey, I want to know where this 300 pounds of meat's coming from that Trump is promising everybody.
Argentina, mostly.
No, that ain't so. Hey, they said, where you going to get all this meat from? Hey, so I ain't going to tell you. Now, look at him. Isn't that a matter of transparency? Like, if you was to do, say, a FOIA request, shouldn't they have
Willie,
to give you that information?
I swear to God, you're just trying to turn your segment into this, like, nonstop negative Trump campaign, you know? I don't get it.
You're breaking up, man. Yeah, I know you don't like it, and that's why I think it's funny.
Well, you hate Trump. You just hate Trump.
No, hey, that's why it's funny, because all them people out there is, I support Trump, I support Trump, I support Trump. What? I'm like, man, you know what? I support Trump, but why is he doing the things he's doing, man? Come on. It's like every time you turn around, there's something else with him, man.
The Straits.
It's like, yeah, what'd you say? The Strait? Yeah, the Strait is open. The Strait is closed. The Strait is open. The Strait is closed.
This is only an issue if you watch The View every day, Willie. You watch The View every day. I don't see these stories. I don't even know what you're talking about. I heard something about him scoring some meat deal with Argentina, and that'll hopefully bring down the price of beef. But I didn't hear some negative thing.
No, that's not even true. No, hey,
I was listening to Hannity, and he was talking about it. So Sean Hannity didn't know. I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
but The View, you watched The View, and tell us what The View had to tell you.
I ain't never even watched an episode of The View.
He gets that from the monkeys.
No, what they done is they asked him point blank. They said, "Hey, Mr. Trump," I said, "President Trump, where are you gonna get this meat from?" He said, "Well, I ain't gonna say." I ain't gonna tell you, but it's coming. Hey, and then all of a sudden, you know what happened? All of a sudden, horses started coming up missing out west. That ain't no lie. This ain't no joke. This is the truth, man. Hey, you
Jack,
can
they're
Google
culling the herds. They're culling.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my God, Willie, are you trying to say that Trump bought into McDonald's? The McDonald's.
No, I know what this is, Willie. You're worried about competing against him with your worm meat.
I agree with you, John. Yeah.
No, hey, that's gonna be tonight's. Hey, that's gonna be tonight's topic, man. Tonight's topic.
Oh God. Let's talk about something. Anything.
Hey, this is where Dog 69 gonna come in, man. He gonna help me advertise our newest thing. Instead of worm hot dogs, we gonna make worm burgers. But what we're gonna do, it ain't gonna be pure worm burgers. We're gonna take the worms and we're gonna mix it in with hamburger meat. So it's gonna be like part hamburger meat from a cow, and then part worms, man, and mix it all together like a cow.
Some of it's from a donkey. But
yeah. Hey, that's what's going on though out west. They are what you're talking about, culling the herds, man. Hey, I got the low down, man. Hey, they taking all the burros, you can say a jackass. That's a word. A jackass and horses and all of these.
I got a name.
What?
I got a name for it. Call it way past meat or way beyond meat. You know what I mean? Like a ripoff of Beyond Meat, right? This is way beyond meat. It's way beyond meat.
I think Bill Gates took that one already, though.
No, he has Beyond Meat. Willie's going to be way beyond meat.
Oh.
No, but look at him. I got it right here. It's the news article, man. There is a massive
30 seconds.
roundup of horses and burros. Right. They rounded up 63 1,000 horses and burros to sell. And look at him. Hey, they got this thing, man, where you ain't really legally allowed to sell horses to be slaughtered for meat in the United States, but they got ways where they can circumvent.
All right, here's your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're live for the second hour right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. It is Sunday night, August 23rd, 2026, and we've got a show for you. Tonight, I have a presidential appointee from the Make America Healthy administration, Make America Healthy Again, and Maha is here tonight represented by Willie Lee. How you doing, Willie? You were talking some nutrition to us before the show.
Yeah, hey man, I ain't got a clue what you just said. No, hey everybody out there in Radio Land. Hey, this here is Willie, man. Hey, from Willie's Worm Farm down in Waldo, Florida, and Willie's Cricket Emporium from Sandy Run, South Carolina, man. Hey, we broadcasting live too, for Willie's Worm Farm Roundtable Radio Show from the.
Willie, you're on the Roundtable. Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show, not the Willie Roundtable. This is the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. Please don't rename it with your name instead of mine.
Yeah, no, hey, this is coinciding with, man. Hey, this is history we're making, man. We got 2 radio shows going on at one time. Look at him.
Okay.
You've
got a CB radio, and you're just holding the mic open next to the speaker. That's all you're doing. It's not simulcast. You're just basically you're polluting the airwaves with your CB channel.
Hey, I got these kickers wide open too, man. Like I got some electric tape around the mic right here, and man, they can hear us out in California, man. Look at him. Hey, but you sidetracking me. Hey, I got stuff I want to tell you.
That sounds like shortwave radio.
Yeah.
Is that shortwave radio, or are you doing the shortwave radio, or are you just doing this on their CB? Because there are different licensing requirements, right? You do know about the licensing requirements.
A license? No, I don't know nothing about no license.
Licenses are for people who follow the rules.
Hey, that's the problem, man. Hey, there ought not be. I got freedom of speech, man. Freedom of speech, and I can broadcast my freedom of speech in any way I want to, man. Hey, it's called the first or second.
Willie, if they ask you for a license, tell them it's on the back of your car, okay?
Yeah, hey, it's one of them amendments they got, man, that says you can talk whenever you want to and how you want to, man. Hey, look, y'all sidetracking me though, man. I got stuff I want to tell y'all. Hey, I come up with ideas, man. You know, I got good ideas all the time and stuff, man. Hey, look at him. Hey, I come up with this idea that's going to generate air. Hey, you get on a boat. Here's what you do: you get on a boat and then you stick a water hose overboard, man. Hey, and then you got a diver, and the diver can go way down below and he can suck air out of that water hose. Look at him. And he ain't got to have no tanks or nothing. It's an air compressor on the boat. And like multiple divers can go down below, and you can have multiple water hoses, man, like tease off. Like you got one water hose that goes into the air generator.
I think that's how diving started, Willie. I think that's how
it's like old school diving,
Yeah, no, well, hey, this is my new invention, man, because I ain't doing it no more. No, hey, and
up in Alaska, they've got those gold mining shows where they follow the gold miners around, and many of them mine for gold in exactly that way. They don't carry tanks on them; they just have a hose they breathe through. So this has been done. You can go online and buy the setup right now.
Well,
I guarantee it'll be a lot safer than yours.
Well, I didn't researcherize it or nothing, man. Hey, but I thought that was an original. I'll tell you what happened. Man. Here's what happened. What happened was years ago, I come up with an idea, and I was telling some fella down there at Bill's Bar there in Waldo about it. That what happened. He stole my idea, man. Stole it. Oh, son. No, yeah, I got
100%.
robbed, man. Hey, look at him. Hey, there's something else going on. This is more stupid stuff that people. Hey, I got this one woman, man. She come up in my on my website address, man. Hey, and she was asking me a question, and she was telling me, hey, my website, by the way, for all y'all want to know, is WillieLeeV@gmail.com, man. That's where you can reach me, and you can buy my products. If you want to buy some of my products, just tell me, say, hey, Willie, I want to know what kind. I want to know what kind of products you have. I can't say here on the radio, man, because I get banned and stuff, man. Hey, but she said what she said was she liked the segments wherever I talked about what stupid people do, man. Like the whole hobby duro and hobby dogging and hobby digging and all this. Hey, there's this woman. Hey, this ain't no lie. If you don't believe me, just ask me. I'll tell you, man. There's this woman.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no. Hey, y'all can
I know
Google
about
it,
the
man.
hobby duro is fun. Yeah, hobby duro is where you walk around with a broomstick that looks like a motorcycle handle, and you pretend you're on a dirt bike.
Yeah. But we ain't even talking about that right now. We're talking about more stupid stuff.
You just brought it up.
Yeah, no,
you brought it up, and so I wanted people to know what it is because you brought it up. You mentioned it, so I think it's only fair that we tell the listeners what you were talking about with hobby duro. Or like hobby racing, hobby horse racing. It's a hobby horse.
Hobby horse and hate naughty hobby horsers, man. They jump, man. You sidetracking me, son. Look at how I got told you something.
Well,
else.
It's important to talk about this stuff. We only have a limited amount of time on the radio, and I want to make sure we cover everything thoroughly.
I see what you're doing there. Look at him. Hey,
what? What am I doing?
Hey, Jessica Cook. Jessica Cook. That is this woman's name, and I am not defaming her character. Hey, now hold on a minute. Now, hey,
be
I'm
careful
not
here. Tread lightly.
I am, man. Hey, I showed it to Mark Wojciechowicz, or whatever,
Mr. Producer.
Our producer, man. Hey, I showed it to him, and I told him that was more stupid stuff that people do. I didn't say stuff. I said another word. And I told him, I said, man, you can't make this up. Her name is Jessica Cook, man. Hey, she calls herself an artist. An artist. And I'm looking at it right now. Artist Jessica Cook unveils her latest work in Brooklyn, man. Hey, she is proud of this. Proud of it. Hey, look at him. And this is art. This is what people are calling art. Here's what she done. She took a piece of rope and she tied it to a metal bucket. Like one of them pails that you milk cows into, man, or feed horses out of. One of them metal buckets. She took the metal bucket and she tied a rope to the handle, and then she tied the rope to her wrist. And then she takes this thing and she spins it around and around and around, like above her head and then across the ground, and she jumps over the rope, jumps.
Is Jessica 7?
Yeah,
is she like 7 or 8 years old?
No, that's a full-grown woman, man. She's doing this at an art show. She is at an art show, and people are paying to watch her jump over a rope that's tied to a metal bucket. And then she jumps up on this little stage thing that's got this little pole. Hey, I got the video. I showed it to Mark. Hey, Mark, you looked at that, right?
Yeah, and there was nothing in the bucket either. It'd been something if she had something in the bucket.
Yeah.
Like money.
Yeah.
It's an empty bucket and a rope, huh?
Empty bucket and a rope, yeah.
And
Hey, Mark, Willie's breaking up a little bit. Do you want to cover the next 10 minutes of his slot?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I could do that. Give me a couple, cover for me for another minute or so, and then I'll come back in, okay?
I thought Willie was going to talk about his work.
Do we need to take a break?
No, we don't need to take a break, man. Hey, you know what he's doing, man? He trying to get me. He trying to keep me from talking about Donald Trump. That's what he's doing, man. Hey, because he knows it's coming. Because I got questions, man. Hey, I love Donald Trump.
Willie, before we get started here, I just want to qualify one thing, okay? Before we get started and you start talking about the president, our president, if you were born 10 years ago, how old would you be today?
If I were born,
10 years ago, how old would you be today?
10 years, man. Wait, I ain't dumb. I might be dumb, but I ain't plumb dumb. Come on. What's your point, man? You're taking
my point
up
is
my
you're
time.
a moron.
You're a moron.
Well, I guess it would make a difference if he was born 10 years ago in the month of like September, October, November, and December. Because then he wouldn't be fully 10 years old then, would he?
Willie, I think they're just trying to stifle you. You should tell them about your new idea. I'm telling you.
No, man. Hey, look at him.
The hamburger. The hamburger. That was some good stuff.
Hey, since y'all done went and stole from me. Y'all stole from me. Y'all stole time from me with all that bullharky, man. Hey, I'm going to talk about something else.
Mark, your minute is up. Are you ready?
No. Hey, here's what I want to talk about. I ain't even going to talk about all the fake meat that's coming to market, man. Hey, all I'm going to say about that is y'all watch out. Hey, because horse meat is coming to a supermarket near you. Period. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to say.
This in from YouTube. I heard that rumor has it that you're heading back into Hollow Earth again, and you're gonna be fighting Slee Stacks there. Is that true?
You are not recognized. You are not recognized, and you, specifically you. Hey, we ain't talking about no universal you or general you as in y'all or nothing. I'm talking about you specifically. Mark, you are no longer recognized. You will not You will not sidetrack
the ice wall.
Man, hey, I got stuff I want to talk. Hey,
wall. Flat Earth.
Hey, I got stuff we need to talk about, man. Hey,
Flat Earth.
Yeah. Hey, no, listen. Hey, I've been studying up on. No, hey, I've been studying up on petty. I've been studying up on petty revenge. Petty revenge. Hey, I've been studying up on it, man. Hey, they had an article in Psychology Today, and they talk about the struggle with revenge is centuries old. And Shakespeare himself said, quote Shakespeare, he said, "If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge?" That was Shakespeare. He said that. He said that human beings has got a natural tendency to get revenge on people, man. And I got to looking up.
It sounds like a warning. It sounds like you're trying to warn somebody.
Yeah, no. Hey, hey, none of this is recommended for any of y'all to do at home. This is very, very bad, and don't do none of this to like get revenge on your coworker that is stealing your food out the refrigerator, man. Hey, this one guy, he brought a bag of donuts in, but he noticed that his donuts was coming up missing, man. So he took his donuts and he started filling them with mustard, mustard and hot sauce. So whoever stole one of them donuts got a big old mouthful of mustard and hot sauce. Hey, look at him. Hey, here's that. Now, hey, you see people that's parking
that
all
sounds
crooked.
like how they invented.
You are not recognized.
Nashville hot chicken.
You are not
it's
recognized.
It's like how they invented Nashville hot chicken, man. It's like end up being great and beloved, and they're like, man, that was so good. I want some of them mustard donuts.
Yeah. Hey, mustard. I like mustard on my hot dogs and stuff, but not my donuts, man. Like, hey, you see somebody parking. You see somebody parking all crooked and stuff, man. Hey, there are two things you can do. Yeah, hey, let's just say you see a car, man, that's taking up 2 spots, man. Hey, and everybody gets that. Hey, they get that. They look at people that thinks that they can do whatever the heck fire they want to do, man. Hey, what you do, man, is you carry zip ties around with you, and then you take a shopping cart and zip tie it to their handle. That's funny right there. Then they come out, they got a shopping cart zip tied to their car, man. Hey, another one, man. Hey, this guy, I seen a story.
Willie, really quick. I just want to kind of bring the tone down a little bit. You know what I mean? For everyone out there, I want to go kind of NPR on everybody for a minute here, right? And see if we can start maybe using a morning show kind of voice, you know, where we really and I want to talk about visualizing every U.S. state. This article from Zero Hedge was really fascinating. Countries' GDPs compared to the United States. So
that ain't gonna work. Every state by state. Wheelie time. Wheelie time. Hey, I'm shaking my butt right now. It's wheelie time, and I'm doing the wheelie dance. No, hey, you ain't sidetracking me. I don't want. I don't want to. Hey, look at him. I don't want to hear nothing about no country's GDP or whatever, man. Hey, look at him.
Well, I mean, Texas is about the size of Russia. California, UK. Florida is like Australia.
Hey, look at him.
It's really fascinating. Michigan is like Belgium for GDP. New York is Canada.
I got
it just goes on and on. I can list states for days.
Her name is Janine Pruitt, and she says to me, you know what she says to me? She says, Willie, she says, you are the only reason why I tune in to the Censorship Sucks Roundtable radio show, because you are
That's
funny.
The name. You got the name right for a change. Good for you. And by the way, you're only funny because of the way you play off me, okay?
But look at him.
On your own, you'd sink like a stone.
Look at him. We got just a few minutes, man. Hey, look at him.
I don't know. I find Willie pretty entertaining.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to hey, Doc 69, you are always recognized. John Galt, Mark Wojciechowicz, you ain't recognized no more, man. Hey, another thing.
All right. Then let me just say.
You are not recognized.
It is my show. I am the host of the show. Of course I'm recognized.
Yeah, but this here is the wheelie.
Let me tell you about something you don't know about. You need to shut up a little bit more.
I'm funny right there. Come on. No. Hey, man. Hey, I'm trying to get the stuff here, though, man. Hey, something else.
We got time.
No, hey, here's this guy, man. Here's what he done. He made fish tacos. What he done is he took some Friskies cat food and he put it on a burrito shell with some cheese on it and folded it all up and he put it in the refrigerator. Then it got stolen. One of his coworkers was eating his burrito and didn't know that it was Friskies, man. I can't Friskies cat food with cheese. Hey, that's fun.
And I can just see him looking at it funny on the first bite and being like, hey, you know, it's not bad. Just going for the rest.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is called petty revenge. This is what we're talking about, petty revenge, man. Hey, but then I got to thinking. Yeah. Hey, but then I got to thinking about stuff, man. Hey, what about punishments and stuff? Hey, here's what I want to know. Would you, hey, let's just say that you got a charge with a crime and you was going to get 2 years in prison, say you was stealing something or whatever, and the judge, he was going to give you 2 years. Would you take the 2 years or would you choose to have I am a thief tattooed on your forehead? Hey, look at him. Because I seen this thing right here where this judge, what he done is there was somebody that stole something and he made them walk around the courthouse all day long with a sign that said, I am a thief. I am a thief. This is a punishment for petty theft. And that's what the judge in town made this person do. And I said, no wonder, I said, would you be willing to have I am a thief tattooed on your forehead in lieu of?
Because I could just wear a beanie on my head like Tim Pool, and I would just be known as like that Tim Pool beanie guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hey, that's right.
No matter what, you're wearing the beanie. Yeah.
Yep. You could do that, man. You'd be beanie head for the rest of your life.
A lot less of a chance of you getting a boyfriend as well, taking the tattoo. Just saying.
Yeah.
Now, Doc, do you think that's why Tim Pool wears that? Is that what you were saying? Is that why he wears a beanie all the time? Because he has that tattoo on his forehead?
No,
I think that's because he's bald.
Don't answer that. He's trying to set you up for defamation, man. Defamation. Hey, look at him. Look at him. Have y'all ever heard of the Island Boy? Hey, there's his Island Boy. There's his kid, and he got another kid. and this dude is like a skinny runt-looking dude, and he got tattoos all over him, and his claim to fame is being some kind of island boy. Hey, he got in a fight. He got in a ring with this famous midget guy, and I can call them midgets, and they like to be called midgets, but if you call a midget like on TikTok, you get banned. So you got to call them little people. So this is a little person, and he was a boxer, and he's a professional boxer. This little person is, and he got in the ring with this island boy and beat the daylights out of island boy, man. Hey, that was some of the funniest stuff I ever seen.
That was pretty funny. I saw that.
Hey,
that was very funny.
You see that?
I'll have to look that up. I have not.
Huh?
Island boy, huh?
Yeah, Island Boy. Hey, look it up, man. Island Boy versus the midget, man. That midget come up and he swung on Island Boy and knocked him out. I was sitting there thinking to myself, that reminds me of Michael the midget, man. Hey, we do well, we don't do it right now, but we was doing a midget wrestling down there on the farm down in Waldo, Florida. But
yes, we were. We had a lot of midget wrestling down there. It was a good time to be had by all, but we are all out of time in this segment,
man.
Folks. We've got to go to break. We'll be back with more from the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show right after these messages.
Yeah, flat Earth, man. Hey,
you got it in. You got it in.
Oh, you're ripe tonight, Willie.
Yeah, even Larry had a couple chuckles.
And by ripe, I mean you stink.
Sometimes I don't know when you're bona fide mad at me or not. Hey,
that's what makes the good comedy right there.
It's all good, man.
Hey, I never did get around to the part about a lake cow. And the reason why we don't eat hippopotamuses, man. Hey, they had they call them lake cows. Why don't we eat hippopotamuses here in the United States? And there's a reason for it. Hey, this guy, there was some drug dealer or something down in South America. Yeah, they're mean.
Hey,
that's exactly right. There's some drug dealer.
Escobar.
Yeah, he had 2 hippos, and when he got caught, it might have been 4 hippos. I don't know, but there's 250 hippos from them 2 or 4 hippos now, and they got them down there and don't know what to do with them. Man, them hippos are running around loose, and they're in the rivers and everything else. Man,
they call them the cocaine hippos.
Yeah,
they're especially angry.
Yeah, they're not going to get it. They're not getting rid of them suckers. The hippopotamuses are now native to the jungle of South America.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. But there's a guy. Hey, this happened back in in the year 1910 or something. There was some sort of a bill that was coming to Congress about having hippos in the United States, and there was a they had a weed problem down in Louisiana, back up in the swamps. Yeah, I started that. Yeah, they got these flowers that grow down in the swamp in Louisiana, and they got these purple flowers on them, and they were choking out the swamps and everything, and they was trying to figure out a way to get rid of them. And some guy come up with the idea of putting hippos in there to eat them all, because hippos would take care of that problem for them. And they had a bill in Congress like in 1910 or something that failed by 1 vote. And the reason that it's a bad idea to have hippos is because the one reason is because they're mean. You can't cage them, you can't corral them, and
they'll fuck you up, man. Yeah, I've seen them mess up boats out there.
Did you see that they're having problems with gators in Florida again? Why haven't we switched to gator steaks?
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. Kimberly was just showing me this thing about the end of chainsaws where you can start cutting trees down with lasers. You got this laser and you just put it up there, and hey, that's a good idea right there. I don't know if that's real or not, but I'm looking at it and it looks real.
I would totally
see that, Kimberly. There's a good woman.
A laser.
Hey, look at him. I want to promote a book. It's called Ashes Under the Willow Tree.
Under the Willow.
Under the Willow. Ashes Under the Willow. It's on Amazon. Kimberly wrote it. Mm-hmm. And, man, you talk about a good book. Man, that's a good book.
Yeah. And while you're at it, buy Jack's buy Jack's books and his paintings while you're there too.
No. We are plugging Kimberly's books right now, please. Thank you very much, Mark.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and you can go to Amazon and find The Adventures of Willie Lee and Friends. And you can go to my website.
You're great.
Huh? Yeah, no, hey, you can go to my website and buy my underwear too. I got it in.
Look out, cats, dogs, and kids. Here's your countdown. 5, 4,
guys,
3, 2, 1, and you're back live and on the radio side right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hour 2 of the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show on a Sunday night. Doc, Willie didn't hit you up for cash.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I feel maybe a little sad. Perhaps I've done something to anger him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he spent a whole time talking about how you got to have ideas and all that stuff, and he never once said, hey, can I get like $12 from you?
No, I'm concerned. I may have done something to hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I'd love to have some like accountant like Saul Good come on here and just literally just give him the $12 every time he asks for $14 for some great investment he's got. Just track it all and see where that money actually would have ended up. I bet you'd either be a billionaire or you'd be flat broke. You know what I mean? Well, not flat broke. It's $12 once a week. You know what I mean? It's like the Starbucks addiction.
Yeah, well, I mean, higher end one, but yeah, that's about a Starbucks a day.
Oh God, not even actually. It's 12, it's 2 Starbucks trips. Anyway, let's dive into this a little bit more. I talked about it during Willie's segment when I was trying to get him off of whatever he's doing. But some of these countries are really interesting compared to U.S. states. Washington is Taiwan. What would you think Oregon is equivalent to?
Spain.
Portugal.
Close. Yeah, I was close. We have a pretty weak economy here.
Idaho is Kenya. Montana, Myanmar. North Dakota is Slovenia. Wyoming, Zimbabwe. Turkmenistan, and South Dakota. This is really an interesting map. It'd be almost like a great World Cup. You know, Pennsylvania has an economy like Switzerland, right? So we could have Pennsylvania host Switzerland's team for the next World Cup qualifiers. You know what I mean?
That would be an interesting way to do it. That would be.
Yeah, Australia is like Florida. So Australia come to Florida and just understand that it's about the same economy you have. And so, have at it. But it's condensed. You have an entire continent. They've got a peninsula.
It is one of the funny things about America is our economy is so large and so powerful that you could take our top 10 states and they would compete on a world stage in the economy.
Oh,
yeah. There's no other place on earth like that.
To put it into perspective for international listeners, the U.S. economy is roughly equal to the size of China, Germany, and Japan combined. Yeah. And then what Germany is in here somewhere. God, I'm trying to find their flag. Actually, it probably isn't. There probably is no state that's equivalent to Germany. There is certainly no state equivalent to China. But yeah, interesting, right? And I don't want to dive too deep into it, but covered it a little bit when we were talking to Willie, so I thought I'd bring it up again. Let's see. God, I've got so many things. Surging Somalia pirates. Right? So Somalia pirates are going through a second wave. In the last so many months, they've captured like 10 different tankers. And, they've got that... like coming here from the Gulf of Aden off Yemen, which is, the Red Sea, which is the connection between India, China, and Europe, going through the Red Sea and then the Suez Canal up into the Med. So they've got a lock on the south end of this. The north end of that strait is covered by the Houthis in Yemen, who are being funded by what's left of Iran's economy. And, they're just making life really tough for boats going through there. And, they're back at it again. But Somali pirates, like, really, we're dealing with Somalian pirates at this point? Can't we just flick them away like a tick off your wrist? Like, just, my God, wow. The Houthi Yemens, again, these people, really, they're waging war out of, as far as I can tell, mud huts. It's a very, very primitive society compared to, most of the world. Sure, they've got, mobile phones and everything, but you go in their house today, they don't have the 60-inch screens. They don't have, it's Yemen. You know what I'm saying? It's the Houthis.
Yeah, but you have to have a boots on the ground military to shut down something like that. You can't shut that down with bombs from the air or ships. You actually have to take over that land and control it, which is why the CIA has been messing around in Somalia for so many years. I mean, that was one of our goals as a empire, was to control that side of that strait. Didn't go so well. The pirates are actually a little tougher than we thought. But yeah, I mean, we've been fighting that war for 15, going on 16 years now.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Saudi Arabia is starting to get wise to like the yachting world. And they tried to build Nome, and I don't know what were they thinking with Nome. It's pretty much a dead project now. But they're going to build a 1,600-mile, building that is the equivalent of like as tall as the Empire State Building. I'm sorry, as tall as the World Trade Center, if not taller, and like an entire city block that went for 1,600 kilometers. And they laid the foundation for about, 50 kilometers of it, and then ran out of money or realized this is just insane. There's no way we can do this now as a society. We're just not there. But they have gotten wise to and have built all kinds of different ports in that area, all kinds of massive investments. And they understand that if they can get yachts, super yachts, to come through from the Med and come visit that area, then they've got a lot of money that they can cater to like no one else in the world can cater to. But they're having to deal with these primitive neighbors, so you can't come in, you can't like do a circumnavigation and then come through and expect that to be a safe zone because it's so close to Saudi Arabia that, of course, they've got that part of the world locked down. It's like when you come to America, it's locked down. No one's going to blow you out of the water as a nation, as a guerrilla warfare unit inside of, Jamaica that's going to kill you. We've got this part of the world locked down to that degree. It's safe. But over there, not so much. You run a yacht through there and you got Somali pirates coming up on your port. Really? That's what nightmares are made of. You just gave them a, mega yacht, whatever, and all the millions of dollars on board and the ransom money and you name it. It's ridiculously dangerous to go over there. But you'd think Saudi Arabia, man, it's your part of the neck of the woods. Go figure it out. Go do it. And while we're over here anyways, getting into it, Donald Trump announced that he is going to launch an economic D-Day on Iran to basically put the final nail in the coffin. And I saw him make that announcement a few days ago, and I've yet to see that happen. So if they've done it, it wasn't as big of a deal as he thought it was or made it out to be, or they didn't do it. And, it's about to happen maybe tomorrow morning.
Well, there's a couple snags with it. Like, China's not going to participate. China's already basically, they haven't come out and said that outright that they're not going to participate, but they basically took a political stance that is, we're not going to cut off Iran. Russia's not going to cut off Iran. And if we don't get those two to participate, is it really going to be much different than what we've already done? I don't know. I do know that there is a big announcement coming tomorrow from Scott Bessent. He has a big meeting or a big public press conference tomorrow. So we'll see if that has something to do with it. But I don't think they've done anything yet, at least more than talk to coordinating partners.
Yeah. And I can't imagine anything he's looking to do seriously would involve any, cooperation from Russia or China. It's clearly you can't depend on those. So you get everybody else on board, though, and maybe you've got a chance. I don't know. It's like, look, they're not going to do anything. This is a world problem. This isn't just an American problem. This is a world problem. It's much more of a European problem than it is an American problem at this point. Forget who broke the mold. At this point, if we just walked away, then it's completely a European problem. They've got to figure it out for themselves. Because we're fine. We can, we produce enough energy and oil and gasoline here domestically. We import it. Or, I'm sorry, we export, more than we bring in. So we have more than we're fine here in America. The only reason it costs so much right now is because we are part of the international community. If we were just an island unto ourselves, producing our own energy for ourselves, we could be like, the model from, so many of these petroleum, producing countries where it does cost 20 cents to fill up your car. We could make it that way if we wanted to. Gosh.
Yeah.
Don't sell me on communism,
But the problem with our oil here in the United States, the biggest problem we have here is we don't refine the oil that we use. We refine oil for the international markets. And so all of our refinery is focused on that. And we haven't built any major new refinery capacity in a while. Like, these are all things that were talked about for years and years and years. Like, we don't have, we could be completely 100% totally energy independent from anyone and create our own natural gas, our own oil, our own uranium, all of it. But we don't, because there's international corporations running these systems and they won't be able to profit as much.
And we're so indebted as a nation. We're $40 trillion in debt, man. We don't have money to do the things that we could do if we were a well-disciplined nation with zero debt. You know what I mean? When America decided to go into World War II, they didn't just say, okay, we're going to go over and throw some stuff at it. They changed every industry in the country to focus on one thing, and that was the production of airplanes, boats, everything military, jeeps, you name it. They literally took the entire economy and said, make war. And when our armada that we put together landed in England prior to D-Day, they couldn't believe what they saw. Right. I mean, thousands of ships showed up. It was like the harbors that they put aside for the American ships were, you could walk from one piece of land to the other a mile and a half off, all just going from one ship to another. It was, and not only that, but they were all fully loaded with everything they needed to survive for months, a year. They had food, they had gasoline, they had petroleum, they had everything. They had the trucks, 100%. They didn't come in and said, hey, feed us. They came in and said, can we feed you? And we saw how the rest of the war went, you know what I mean? But we didn't, and that took, a massive amount of debt. That put our debt as a country up over 100% of GDP, which is shy of where we are today, but not far off from it. And then after that, during, the late 40s and 50s, taxes were very high. People who made, if you made over 150,000 back, in the day, whatever the threshold was, you paid 85% tax. But it all went to pay down that war debt. It all went to pay that down. And within a decade or so, they had it mostly paid off and they had it under control because they had the discipline. That was a nation that just came out of World War II. That came back home and said, okay, now we did the hard part. Now let's do the easy part and balance our checkbook and make the country as prosperous as we possibly can in the process of doing so. And that's exactly what they did. And granted, they probably, and I hope they did, take a bunch of war, shipments sent back home, the spoils of war. I know that was very common. And
well, I mean,
a lot of people made a lot of money off that. But
yeah, well, I mean, they were Germany's still indebted, and England is still indebted to the United States as far as war debts go. I mean, that's the thing is what we had then that we don't have now is a universal culture. We don't have a universal culture in the United States anymore. And that is providing a constant friction for those who would like to see America destroyed and the West to fall. That provides an easy friction for them to use against us. And because of that lack of unified culture, it's hard to motivate us all in one direction for a common good, like recovering after a war. And that's one of the biggest things hurting us as a country right now is we've lost our national identity. And I think part of that is the fact that Biden imported how many millions of illegals that don't speak English, don't know our ways, don't know our culture. I think that's a big part of that, you know. And if we don't fix those things, we won't be able to motivate people.
Yeah, and it goes back to the Yuri Bezmenov interview from the 1960s that I keep referring to twice tonight so far, where he says, you know, it takes one generation to infiltrate the youth, to infiltrate through the educational system, put people in all the key positions all the way up and down, and then send the kids through this machine that just teaches them that demoralization, man. America sucks. Slave owners, slavery, they were the worst. When there are more slaves in existence today than there ever were during the transatlantic slave period in America.
Yep.
So, yeah, slavery was a bad thing. It happened here, but there's more slaves today by far, by magnitudes, than there was back then. And so where's the outrage today for you can go to Libya and find open slave markets, right? On a Saturday morning. It's like a flea market. You go down there, you want to buy a slave, go for it. You got cash, they will take it, and you will own a person at the end of that day. That is happening. And yet, you know, everyone is demoralized and trying to take down America. So, I don't know. I'm kind of losing track of where I was going with that. But
no, you have a point, though. I mean, where is the desire, like England had, to crush chattel slavery? Where's the desire of the Western ideals to go out and crush international sex slave trade?
Yeah.
Where's the desire to go out and make the world a good place? Not just a better place, but a place where good values rise to the top. That desire doesn't exist anymore. And that's part of that whole demoralization campaign.
Or to make America a world power again by paying off our debt and having us in a position where we can snap a finger and make massive, beautiful, amazing things happen. You know, in other words, we talk about the DSA, the socialists. They say they want to tax the hell out of the billionaires. And, you know, there was a interview the other day, I think with Fox News, where he said, okay, well, what does that mean? What rate? And he just stood there like a deer in the headlights. Well, a big rate. Okay, well, what exactly is a big rate? You know, we're going to tax them. Billionaires, right? They don't understand. And what are you going to do with that money? Well, we're going to give free grocery stores, and we're going to do this and that and this and that. You're not going to pay off the debt. You're not going to do the discipline and actually make this country sound again. Make the dollar so valuable that we laugh at the sterling, you know. Right now, you know, a British pound is $1.50. We want to laugh at that. We want the British pound to be 50 cents. We want Canada's dollars to be like a nickel here. You know what I mean? You go up there, you want a poutine for $10 Canadian? No, that's $1. It's easy. This is a third world country next to us, you know?
Yeah, they don't have that desire. Their only desire is to dismantle and destroy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they can rebuild. They're, you know, whereas we look at it as, hey, we want to preserve. We want to make America great again. We want to pay down that debt. We want to get us in a position where we are just kicking butt. And, hey, man, maybe it is this AI train. Maybe it is the automation train. You know, and that's why that stuff needs to be kept in America, why we need to be the leaders of it, even though it might be certain thoughts. It might be that we are creating, what is it from Terminator?
Skynet.
Skynet. We're creating Skynet from Terminator. Remember the Terminator movies? Everyone's seen that. Skynet. We are so close to making Skynet. And they're in control of the military. They're using so much AI in the military, it's coming out of their boots,
Yeah.
And so can one of these systems, go rogue? Can a young hacker get into the system and think he's playing a game, as in the movie War Games? Remember that?
Yeah,
it's all up for grabs.
Yeah, that risk is certainly there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. All kinds of things going on in the world. When we talk about paying down the debt, Rand Paul just came out again with his penny plan. Now it's 6 cents. Right? He came out with it originally, and it was the penny plan. Cut 1 penny from every department across the board, and we can be debt-free in 10 years. Now it's a 6 penny plan, where if we cut 6 cents out of every single budget across the board, 100% Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, everything, 6% across the board, and then do it again for a couple of years, in 10 years, we can be looking at a trajectory where we're pretty much paid off with the debt.
Yep.
And that's what it takes, folks. That's what it takes. You think, it's impossible. We can't do that. I'm not going to give up my Social Security. Well, guess what, man? We're in a baby bubble, the baby boomer bubble, and you're all retiring at the same time. We've got to make cuts somewhere, man. 6% across the board, every single department. No one's, bypass, nothing. Everybody equal. And we can, fix the budget. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. If you had to cut 6% of your budget, Doc, you could do it easy.
Oh, yeah. And if AI is the real deal, that 6% will compound massively over that 10-year period, and you might be able to do it in 7. You might be able to do it in 5. You might be able to get to a balanced budget with no deficit in 5 to 7 years if AI is moving as fast as they say it is. So, I mean, the reality is just it's willpower. You have to have the willpower to do it. And unfortunately, I don't think either party has any idea what fiscal discipline is.
No, nor do they want to. Nor do they want to. They have gotten this long without it, and so why do it now? I mean, even Elon Musk was been out there. Literally, I covered it. He said, if you're saving for your retirement, you're an idiot. Just go for it. Just roll the dice and go for it. He said it. I don't agree with it. I think that's, insane. But the richest man on the planet isn't worried about money. Go figure, Okay.
Yeah.
A nice, position to have there, Elon, but I don't have $1 trillion.
No, neither does he, really, to be honest. I mean, but the point is well made. It's easy to not care about money when you have more than you could ever do anything with in your entire lifetime.
Yeah. Well, even Mark Cuban came out this week and said to Gavin Newsom that he is not even going to consider putting venture capital money to work with anybody in California. Because, hey, 5 years down the road, they hit it big. And these guys our hands are tied because they got to tie up 5% of their stock to somehow, issue it back to the state so the state can own it now because they can't sell it and what they owe the tax. And, that's the thing, man. You start with this wealth tax on billionaires. Great. Go for it. It's 5%, one-time tax, whatever. Who cares? But then you suddenly make that like an annual thing. Let's make it 5% every year. Every single year, if you're a billionaire, you got to pay 5% of your net worth to the state of California year after year after year, compounded. It's a deal breaker, man. That's 100%, 1,000% a deal breaker. So that's the problem. These things start out as, hey, it's just a one-time thing to try to help balance the books. But no, then it turns into a forever thing that you can count on Like, it's going to be another sunny day in California. It's going to be another huge tax bill in California. For what?
Yeah, for them to steal more of their money.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful place. Don't get me wrong. California is probably the coolest state out there. It just sucks that their government is so screwed up, you know? People are leaving. They're going to Texas. They're going to Miami. Heck, man, you can live right on the water in Miami. You can have a yacht right out your kitchen. You know, your kitchen, open the door, boom, 10 steps, you're on your yacht. 10 minutes later, you're in the ocean. An hour and a half, 2 hours later, you're in the Bahamas. You know, it's pretty cool. Granted, it's hot as, you know, Hades. But that's another story. Doc, where can people find you online?
Always at X, Rumble, Minds, and Odyssey at Doctor420. That's Doctor with an E, 420, all across the internet waves.
All right. Ethereum, buy or sell?
Not right now.
For the next week. Next week.
Next week I'd hold. Wait till next week.
Bitcoin for the next week.
I wait till the end of the week next week.
Okay. And what about some of the stable coins? Should you buy or sell those?
I don't believe in stable coins.
All right, folks. Thanks so much for listening. This has been the Censorship Sucks Roundtable Radio Show. We'll see you on Wednesday night.